Hello everyone and welcome back to Nerd Rat. Today I'm going to be doing a little gear review on a piece of equipment that I absolutely love. Found out about these very recently. A friend of mine had them on his camera and I was blown away, and it's these things. They're geared rings by Tilta, and unlike these stupid things that have the tail, yes, they're adjustable and they can fit any lens up to, a massive, probably anamorphic. I absolutely hate this little thing right here because it always gets in the way, and especially if you have a really heavy throw like this guy does, like that's big range of motion on this guy. This inevitably is going to catch a piece of your rig and just irritate you on set, and to me it slows me down, and I don't like to be slowed down. Especially with me, I do a lot of like low budget, very quick shoot day videos, and we don't have time to be messing around with stupid stuff like that. So these, being seamless, just fit around your lens and turn it into a geared lens, kind of like the Rokinins or any high-end cinema camera will have them just built into the lens itself. But when you are first starting out, or just a photographer or something like that dabbles in cinematography, you'll probably have a lens like this. This is like the Sony G Master 18-35. And you have these little tiny threads here. And those will not work with something like this, like a little follow focus or a remote follow focus or anything like that. It's just not going to catch. And you'll have to resort to using one of these stupid things or these really cool things. As you can see, I have it on this lens right here, and it is tight. It will not slip. I've never had it slip unless you go all the way and crank it to the extreme, especially on zoom. When you have those hard stops, if you keep cranking on it, you will skip gears or whatever. This lens has an infinite focus, so it doesn't really matter. But when you're using remote follow focus systems, you have to set the in and out point on those things. And a lot of the times, this little tail is gonna get somewhere in the way and get caught up in your whole system. I've pretty much stopped using these altogether. I keep them in my kit just in case. The one nice thing about this is that you can grab one of these, whereas with these, they're all different shapes and sizes. Well, the same shape, but different sizes. So you need to carry around a few of them if you have different size lenses. Like this is a pretty beefy boy, whereas this little anamorphic is pretty small. So you'd need a few different of these in your kit, or as what I do, I just buy a bunch of these, and whatever ones fit my lenses, I put them on, and they basically never come off. I still use these for when I'm doing photography because I kind of actually like the extra grip there. I do still shoot some video on it, but this is mainly my photo rig now. I like the idea that I have two different textures, so one's for the zoom and one's for the focus, and it makes it really easy to speed up the process. You don't have to think about it, and I really like the added grip that these add, even just using your hands. The other nice thing about these Tilta rings is that they are double wide compared to these guys. That's one thing I kind of hate about these as well. Another downside of these is that they're so thin that these little tracks are basically the same size, right? So if you're not perfectly straight and this is slightly off on your lens, this gear will jump off and you'll miss your focus pole or zoom or whatever you're trying to do, because you can also put these on your iris. If it's a manual iris on your lens, you basically put them anywhere. All these come with kind of a range that these work for, and if you flip them inside out, you can kind of see, well, maybe not, but I'll get a close-up of it. There is the size that it is supposed to fit, and if you go outside of that, you tend to start stretching these. They do have a little bit of stretch. They're pretty high quality rubber, but there is a little bit of stretch to them. And if you stretch those too much, that 0.8 millimeter gear ratio or the thread ratio expands. So if they expand, you'll start slipping the gears on your follow focus because the threads don't line up exactly. So you don't want to like pull it over a lens just to make it fit. You want it to be snug, but not so snug that you have to it's like a two-person thing just to get it on the lens. I learned that the hard way. I bought a couple of these just to try it on this guy, and it is a bigger lens, so I really pulled it on there, And I was like, why the heck is this not working? And it was because the gear ring had been stretched and was no longer catching the follow focus. So that's one tip. I would say just buy a bunch of these. They are very cheap. They're only $2 a piece, no matter what size you get. So I just bought like a whole pile of them. As you can see, this lens has one. I put one on here just to show it as like an example. It fits all different size lenses. The camera that's filming right now has two of them on. I have it on the zoom and the focus, because I like to have my remote follow focus on both, just for quick access. When I have someone acing for me, they can zoom in or zoom out and also pull focus. The other nice thing about these being completely seamless is that it provides full pressure around the lens, whereas this one has a little bit of plastic here, and there's a little bit of like a clunk here that isn't necessarily applying pressure at that point, so it can potentially slip. And the fact that it's super thin, again, there's not as much surface area touching your lens, and it may slip. They're awesome. There's like pretty much no downside to getting these. I recommend just buying like a pile, like I said, and getting all your lenses fitted. I will have links down below to them. Like I said, I use them on all of my lenses. They have not failed me yet, and I am actually probably going to buy more just to fit even more lenses potentially, because I do borrow a lot of lenses and I do rent a lot of lenses, and I, being an indie filmmaker and low budget filmmaker, can't really afford big cinema lenses, right? And if you're watching this, you're probably in the same boat. This, will help you have more professional outcomes with your project, especially if you're trying to use remote follow focus systems. I have like the Tilta, I think it's the Tilta Nucleus M series follow focus, and obviously that's not going to work on something that's this thin. So you need something along these lines, and just getting rid of this stupid tail. One, it cleans up your rig and you look pretty sweet, but the other is that it makes it just a quicker day if you have these pre-fitted to all your lenses you're going to use, rather than trying to wrap these around, get them tight enough but not too tight, and also try to get this little tail out of the way. It's just going to save you time and frustration, and $2, get them. Just get a whole range of them. So hopefully that was helpful. This is kind of a quick little gear review, but a crucial piece that's in my equipment. I have them on everything and I love them. So pick you up some, and we will see you in the next video.